turn. I'm Becky.
Chris,
Hi, Chris. Nice to meet you.
good to meet you. I live up on Elk Creek.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, in front of the boring place.
Oh, in that trailer.
Uh-huh. The place formerly known as Bob's.
Oh, I didn't know the guy that lived there. That's okay. How do you like it up there? Peaceful, quiet.
I love it. I've been up there now for 3 years.
Have you really?
Yeah, I'm a hermit, so I'm just coming out of my shell.
There you go. Well, it's a good place to be a hermit. Nothing wrong with
I
that.
thought that was a hat, not a shell.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. This is.
Don't they have their shell kind of that shape and fall into the shell?
Yeah, well, it does at least look like a turtle or something. Yeah.
I like it though. I mean, it's a Bob Marley hat.
Well, I got the Bob Marley hair underneath it too.
I figured. You only have the Bob Marley hat without the hair. You know, I mean, that just only makes sense.
You've been busy.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I thought when school was out, I'd have so much free time.
Yeah, me too.
There's
That didn't happen.
There's the description flyer here, so.
Okay, I got that.
Okay.
How you doing, sweetie? Oh, you're nice and cool. Oh, I know, I can't either. I pretend I can see it, but I can't see
Can I
it.
borrow your pen for just a minute?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Hey, you need another pen? I got another pen.
Oh, all kinds of pens, that's
I,
nice.
well, yeah, I always bring a bag of pens.
Supposedly I'm gonna have a partner in crime tonight, so I can lay off the emergency response for a day or two.
Nice. Yay.
All right, next.
Yay.
Here, oh, you even got a writing instrument.
He's prepared.
Oh my goodness, came prepared for class.
He had some punch he made for us. She's so good to us.
Yeah, they usually are. There's such good hostesses for most
Oh,
meetings
my
I
God. Let me
attend.
get
There's
my
always
song now.
refreshments.
Holy smokes, here it comes.
Karen's great. She's so wonderful. Runs such a wonderful resource for the community.
It ain't easy.
Well, this whole resource center network is fabulous. I wish we'd had it down in Colorado.
We used to have a hotline over in San Francisco, and it was called, it was out in the Sunset District, and we appropriately called it the fog line. And and we did a lot of different types of community services, from information to, please don't kill yourself, to I'll listen to you, to you're having a bad day, I'll listen to you, mostly.
Well, that's a lot. That means a
But
lot.
we did that. That was way back in the 70s. And it was a good thing. I wish it had been something that had really been built upon, because San Francisco needs it. There's lots of needs there too. For such a big town.
I almost put 1946.
What?
I almost put 1946.
Oh,
For the
stop
date.
it.
No, I put
You know that's a
2012 today.
You must be having,
Today is
stop drinking that tea now.
2013.
Oh yeah, it's
Well,
that
you
tea.
see, when it said birthday, that it was right, so.
I'm just going, no, that's not right,
Yeah,
Judy.
that's right.
No.
Joni and I worked at my daycare center since 1950, and she said, all this time I thought you were my same age.
You're making us all feel old.
Crazy. Just when you think you get somebody figured out, birthday and all, like come along.
I think I will borrow the pen.
Oh, well.
Oh.
So I made it a cell phone call, then I have to step out because my sister's in there calling me today.
Anybody need any extra taking paper or anything?
Oh, dude.
Does anyone know if anybody else can come?
Well, what Gabe say on the phone? You gonna try to get over here?
He would be here.
Hold up for a minute.
You didn't get signed in yet.
I promise you, I will.
Yeah, you can deliver it. There's a pin for it right.
I'll lend you your pen this time, how's that sound?
I'll just take another pin out of the bag. That's why I collect pins when I go. Conferences, meetings, hotels.
You sure you collect them?
Yeah, I
Is
do.
that what you call it?
Yeah.
Acquire them.
Which one do you got there?
This is Hampton.
Hampton, there's a
Oh,
Hampton.
there's a good one.
There's actually.
He's an advertising representative for any place he's ever been.
Oh, there's another Hampton. Oh, wait, here's one.
Isn't that what DARE stands for?
Steel?
Daily advertising required
Yeah.
everywhere.
There you
Oh,
go.
that's the Mendocino Hotel.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a fancy one.
That right there is funny.
I could never find a pen, and we
Mount Shasta
we
Resort.
arranged our cupboards, we was trying to install because we got new flooring for them. And then there's boxes and boxes of pens we found. Yeah.
And we're saving all of these.
This is the double
for-
truth.
They probably don't even work now, they probably been there
Manual
for
for
years.
23 hours, I thought.
I collect
Yeah.
pencils. Pencils are my favorite.
Well, I collect pins because, you know,
Pencils are going
I
out
go
of
to so
date,
many
I
meetings and I
collect
just take a bag of pencils. People just- Sometimes I get them back and sometimes I don't.
Pens dry out, pencils don't.
Yeah, but pencils break.
You need a pencil sharpener.
Always got a knife. I can
Does
sharpen
this
it.
mean you're as they call it, the sharpest pencil in the box?
Oh, right on point.
You're the sharpest pencil in the box.
Oh, jeez.
Tom, you look like you're looking at a CERT training manual.
Yeah, what do you do? Give it to me and look at.
Quite a manual for 23 hours.
Well, yeah, but I showed you guys that manual. Okay.
But we really didn't get a chance to look at it. I've been browsing it.
Okay. Swap.
Let's give it a few more minutes here.
You know what? I'm gonna go get my phone out of the car. That's not
One ringy
It might be
dingy,
that is your
One
phone,
ringy dingy,
it's
two
out
ringy
in the
dingy.
car.
2 ringy dingy, 3 ringy dingy. Wasn't that what we call it?
Yeah, or
Or laughing?
Oh,
yes,
Laughing.
yes.
That's dating us, isn't it?
Well, okay. Alright.
How'd your day go, Tom?
Good.
Good?
Good.
Got some things
You notice you had to pause and think about
I
that.
did.
That's always a good feeling.
Did get some things accomplished.
Sometimes it's all swimming upstream.
It's a lot of swimming upstream right now.
Well, you walked into a job that hadn't been in existence.
I know.
So it was, you were swimming up the falls, Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Chris is with the king, isn't
Yes.
he? I thought so, but we have 4 of them at school and they all are
Well, we
different.
can pass the sign-up list back and you
Copy it
can
back
copy
in.
it down.
It's right here.
I got
figured
everybody so far.
When we're starting, we'll all introduce ourselves.
There we go.
That's why we do science.
There's some, raspberry lemonade there.
It is
Anybody would
tasty.
like some.
if you haven't already,
Oh, thank you.
if you don't already have.
I had one, that's okay.
So what
Two
happened to
are
your
helpful.
young partner in life? She broke her foot?
Jill?
Mhm.
Oh, she's got like a bone in there. She's
Because they're
fine.
talking about doing some, observation time for her with an ambulance.
Yeah, she should be able to do that.
We'll stick her a seat next to
You
her. She
knew my
can stay
name
the
and
whole time.
spelling?
Yeah, no, she can still get around fine.
You got it.
Yeah, doctor, she'll.
I have to ask really, really much to get this down.
The 8 hours in the ER might be a bit difficult, because that's on your feet the whole time.
For here?
For time.
You know, as long as she's not
Send
running,
another email this morning, 8 o'clock.
we're doing
Oops,
like
I do.
a lot of hiking.
517 sentence. Yeah, I just, you know.
Hey, those things happen.
Well, at least I caught it. Not actually, my husband caught it.
San Diego this week.
At least we caught it.
Yeah. Well, you know, she studied nursing.
Yeah, she went to nursing, an accelerated program, but she decided, she said it wasn't for her. Good to know that before you go the whole distance, though. you know?
Yeah, that's a lot of work to get a job and go, I don't think I want to do that.
Where's she going to nursing school?
She didn't. She did, and she got most of the way through it and decided it wasn't for her. Which is good for us because she's much better at, well, I don't know if she's much better, but she's really good at thinking.
The game doesn't show a 2 minutes, let's start.
What's that?
The game doesn't show a 2 minutes, let's start.
Oh, Max.
Ah!
Now that,
Ooh, nice.
This is just, she made 4 different types, one's hanging on our wall.
That's on our list. On my list as well.
Yeah.
That's item actually number 1. Was the
Is it?
rights issue and the map.
Thanks.
You'd have been.
Well,
Okay, we
Jill-
copied
Jill
down.
made 'em.
Yes, we do.
There you go.
I'd still be struggling with how to format, let alone all the layers down there.
can you guys at the tribe use those for anything too? Is it like a multi-use type of map?
We will be using this. All the layers that you guys want, we'll need anyways.
So good.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we'll make the streetlight layers, but you know, that's infrastructure, so
Yeah.
I imagine we'll need it because that's,
Sure.
yeah, she's gotta.
Well, the map's the same.
Yeah, well, yes and no. They've got all the same information, just different backgrounds and sizes.
Yeah, I know some different sizes, but I figured they're all the same.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
It has all the poll numbers and all that stuff on it.
the numbers, no. You can generate the numbers. You can create a data set for now. Got all the addresses though. If you want the poll numbers, you know, you generate a list.
Well, that's what I gave her.
Yeah. And that only covered part of the polls. There's more.
Well, it
more
was 2
polls
lists.
than there
It was
are-
an old list and a new list.
Yeah.
And I explained to her that the new list was simply the new stuff and not the old stuff, so you had to combine both lists
Yeah, she did that.
together, but it still wasn't complete.
You know.
So the list now, hopefully what we got then is primarily most of the numbers
Most of the
poles
streetlights, I'm sure.
and their locations, right?
And she can generate all that, just like the addresses. She's got them on the map, but you can she can go in there.
So she could like make us a list and
Cool.
that would be
DPNL
awesome.
probably has a list somewhere, but whether it could be crossed over would be something else.
They would probably pay good money to have her data.
That's an idea.
So
That's
the
a good
maps,
idea.
do they show where the poles are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you want to start?
Yeah.
Might as well, we can answer
Might
all
as
these
well.
questions.
So can you just share with us your
All the
map
maps.
stuff?
I'll show you all the maps.
He's gonna hold the map and the picture, so then do
You want some help holding?
This is one of the little ones. See, all the street lights are right there. It's got all the addresses. It's got the names, fire hydrants. This one's got the background, kind of a background so you can see what it looks. what
The
terrain looks
topography
like.
and everything.
Yeah,
That's really nice.
yeah. She wasn't sure
Wow.
if you wanted that.
She did a killer job.
Awesome. And then there's this set, which is just it's the same thing. It's just bigger. It doesn't have the background.
There's a lighter background now.
Yeah. It's just just
Wow.
background. She wasn't sure
Wow.
what size. But like I say, you know, with all the information on here, she can generate a spreadsheet.
This is fantastic.
Yes,
See,
it
now, this
is.
would be something that'd be worth posting right here in the resource center.
I would think law office, the law might want one too. Sheriff's
We
office.
hung one up in our
You say
office.
the law office, I'm like,
Oh, the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office.
Yeah.
So, and she wasn't sure if you wanted to go further up this way.
Now, is
We
this,
can go further
this
up
stop
Indian
at the city
Creek.
limits, or,
You
We
know,
don't
this
have
is
city
what
limits.
she could fit on there.
oh, there is no city limit?
Because we're not incorporated
Yeah.
town.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we
When they
can,
asked us
I got
what
you.
we
All
would, for the study,
to
from Sister
to get
County,
more
wanted to do it,
area.
we had it from
You'd have to do-
Gordon
We'll
Ferry
do 2
Road
maps.
to, we extended it.
Which
We
is
made it
no
a big
problem.
town. Fellas are asking, right? Tell them we want a big town.
It's all area that she's gonna map anyway, so.
Where's Buckhorn on this, Doreen?
Oh, let's see. Here's the bridge here. Buckhorn here.
Buckhorn?
Is that Buckhorn?
Yeah.
Buckhorn.
Buckhorn Road.
Yep, right there.
Oh,
Here's the library.
yeah.
Here's your house.
And she's got it marked.
All right, so.
Yeah, it's even got my place on
Who
there.
is this she you're talking about?
Jill.
Jill.
Oh, you haven't met
You haven't
her?
met her?
You were.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
neat young
She's,
lady, very smart girl.
Jill.
She's a GIS specialist. She's actually got
She got a last name?
That's right.
Beckman,
Beckman.
Beckmann.
She worked for you?
Yeah, she works
Beautiful job.
Yeah, look at this. Well, I'm
I just
thinking-
adore maps.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
I want one of these maps for my
house.
Beautiful.
Now, where was-
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think she's gonna keep coming out here.
yeah.
So
if you
she
make it
had these,
small,
all
it
this
has
info in her
small
computer
ones.
system?
No, she
Or
had to
Download,
Some
download, and put it all together?
all the houses.
Yeah,
They're all in there. They're just
That's-
pictures.
that's fabulous.
They're just pictures, and she went in and she's gotta put it all in there anyways. So, I mean, this kind of fits in perfectly with what we're doing here. So, and she just digitized everything and made it.
Now, this is
Yeah.
perfect not only for our streetlight program, but, you know, if we get to the development of block captains, like we talked about before.
Yeah.
And I know I gave you all the old information on
Right.
how it was blocked out. This is fabulous.
This is fantastic, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
This, I think, fills needs in other areas, not just our area, obviously. We can use it as a,
Oh yeah, this is just kind of a tiny bit of what she's doing.
yeah.
But she's got a huge job ahead of her.
So you guys
This is
mapped
pretty nice,
the
isn't it,
entire
Judy?
area?
It's really nice.
Orleans, Happy Camp, Polar Creek, territory. So, and then any tribal members' houses, that are in the floodplain and stuff like that.
You
Make
sign it too?
Side, yeah. So I think they're right on the edge.
There, I know there's some,
Yeah.
private property up
Yeah,
there.
there is.
You know, this would also be worth taking one of these, and putting it up at the search rate. So if there's a discussion about how we organize search groups,
Yeah, that's perfect.
this is a great map.
So
A
there's
lot of resources on it.
there's like things in there like addresses and stuff. Like if there aren't addresses and stuff.
Well,
Should
I'm
find
assuming
them.
that's what these little
So-
numbers are, 316,
Yeah.
300.
Yeah. So
Line
if
29.
there's like this one.
Yeah, like see, mine is 107 Buckhorn,
Is it
so
right?
it's right there.
So she wanted to just make sure that you know a couple of you guys took a couple of the maps and looked at them, made any changes or stuff you would like to see on it that's not there.
And just look it over for general stuff.
Yeah.
What number does she have on this one?
814.
Yeah, see, we're 816. That's 815.
Yeah. So
Like
stuff like
814's
that.
right there, yeah. Yeah,
What does this one say?
that would be,
1528. Is that you?
I'm 1432.
You're
thought that was you.
1432. 1432 is over here somewhere.
Oh, okay, our driveway. Yeah, our driveway's up there. I should have known that.
Actually, she should be. You're 1432.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
Because I was thinking that was, yeah. I was thinking that was teacher's building.
We'll kind of take a look and see which one, once we start producing them, which ones you would actually rather have.
I think the lighter colored.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the darker color is harder to see. I like the topography.
I like
and
this
stuff.
one because it
You can see
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
shows
Yeah.
you
See the
everything.
airport, yeah.
Gives you the airport, you can see the fields and stuff.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit more idea what's
It's almost
out
like
there.
Like a depth almost.
Yeah. Now she can also do these
Is this one the
topography
same
lines.
on the
Yeah, that
darkness
one's
of the
same.
topography, the
Yeah.
same as this one here?
And she can make this lighter. We can put in topographical lines instead of the background.
I gotta tell you, for most people, topographical lines on top of street lines, we may like them, but it'll confuse them.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do all these use?
Well, wiggly lines.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah,
Very,
either
very
one.
nice. This is
You-
well
you-
worth
Out-
waiting for.
Outstanding.
Wow. Dynamite. That's really cool. Nice. Amazing.
That's fabulous technology to be able to pull that off.
So is that like using like Google Maps or something like that, or
No, this is a
totally different software?
totally different
It's
stuff.
her own program.
Well,
right?
it's called ArcGIS,
Yeah.
made by Esri.
Wow.
It's
What's this?
Incredible.
well, everybody uses it. A lot of companies use it. Fruit Doors uses it. Pretty expensive program. So the stuff it can do is just amazing.
Well, that RGA,
Arc, yeah,
Arc,
ARC.
yeah.
Yeah, like the map that you had given us was made with ArcGIS. Probably an older version.
Really old, huh?
Probably an older
Oh,
version.
here
Well-
comes Gabe.
See, that's awesome. I mean, this is such a big step. It's huge for us to have this available. And thank you, Jill. I
Oh,
wish she
yeah.
was here, you know? Wow.
is she coming to the survey?
She's not doing that stage.
Oh, no,
Because if she
I
is,
doubt
then we gotta do a special recognition for her.
Yeah.
she won't be able to search. So I will leave these maps with you guys.
Fantastic. And I like the idea that you had Dave doing the search reading.
Look at
Wow,
this.
the search reading.
How you doing?
Jill Beckman?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he
You know Jill Beckman?
I do, yeah. She's the one that made
Look at
that.
that, what she did.
Everybody's addresses,
Oh, wow. Very cool.
hydrants, overhead lights, all that stuff.
That's pretty cool.
So one of the talks was whether or not we want to put that up at the office.
Yeah. Very, very good.
That was for the law office.
Yeah.
So,
Leave this out.
I've
It'd be
seen-
for everybody.
And then
do you know the
One of them
old
here is a-
map that,
resource center.
They make that one for you.
Search training here.
and sold to various fire departments via dispatch, and it's a binder, they're regular size pages, but they're very similar to that, only they're in chunks, and you have to, refer to,
Or we could dispatch him tonight?
we buy them through there, and they're like $8 a piece.
It must be Cal Fire.
Probably is, but it's something like that. Is that something that's possible to break those down into pages?
Yeah.
Okay, so if and when we ever do a neighborhood watch patrol, we could have a binder with those things in there with references.
I don't wanna overspeak, but I'm pretty sure that you can break those down.
And I'm thinking fire department would love them, and so would the ambulance.
I mean, the first one she kind of put together to see if everything looked all right. She printed, because she didn't have access to the plotter, she printed trailer size paper out and taped them all together.
Wow.
And it was about the size of the little map there.
And that's exactly
That's-
what it would be
Yeah,
in a binder. Do you know the maps I'm talking about?
yeah, I have one that's about like so.
Yeah.
And
But these,
page for all of Siskiyou County.
Mm.
exactly.
And what we had in Concord, we called fire maps.
Yeah.
Which was the same thing, and it showed all the topography, every building, every parcel, all addresses.
Yeah.
And back in '72, one of my jobs, believe it or not, the city decided to change all addresses in the city.
So I would have killed whoever.
Oh,
wrote that
well, it was
out.
a part of it was part of Contra Costa County master plan. And so what we did is we synchronized 100 blocks. So that the nice thing was, after I did it, man, I knew where you give me an address, I can tell you exactly where it was.
Yeah.
But like all the parallel streets, all the 100 blocks were the same. Both east, west, north, south. And we had kind of make judgments on those that went off weird.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, where it started at the zero line, and we had like major zero lines for all the cities in Contra Costa County. And then we blocked odd and even sides of the streets and everything. So, you know, it's like my house went from 350 Whitman Road to 1736 Whitman Road.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was a big jump.
Well, and it's only because, see, every street had its own set of numbers. As the place developed, you know, a developer, you know, they started a new neighborhood or whatever, they just started at zero, and almost nobody had more than 3 digits on a number.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we had to work also with the post office, and we had parallel addressing for a year on a transition time period to give people a chance to
Break. Oh, man.
Well, in businesses, they had to change all their stationery and,
Oh, yeah.
you know, this and that and the other. But by the time it was done, Ken Kamari and I, we sat down on these big flip maps.
Yeah.
With pen at every single address, how we, they trusted us young kids, you know. How we changed everybody's address in the entire freaking city. And then they sent notices out.
We've got a snafu on our milepost markers.
Mile markers 17 and 19.
Yeah.
Really?
There's like it's like
You
within
lose 3
2.5,
miles,
3
and
miles.
when they improve the road and they put it on this side of the river, they lost 3 miles, so it goes, there's 2 right as you go, 17 and 19.
So it really
So you gotta
screws
keep
us
that,
up
you
just
gotta keep
finding
that in
down
mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going down there. It's right there at Dillon Creek.
Yeah,
Good
Yeah.
yard before Dillon Creek on the left.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, it's a snafu. It gets new people all the time.
But yeah,
All of a sudden, where did mileage go? Yeah.
those kind of maps are very common. So yeah, if it's printed out in pages like that, you organize those pages, 3-hole stamp them, put them in a binder, and, you know, that would work well.
So my thought was, it's like, when neighborhood watch, if we ever get our patrols going,
It's up to you when you guys want to do it.
if we can get, maps like this in a usable form, used in a vehicle, when they're doing patrols, and you guys have the same maps, and we're talking about apples and apples, we're not talking about apples and oranges, just a thought. And I think fire would really like those too.
Yeah, it'd be really good for the ambulance.
Yeah, oh yeah, very, very good, you don't know how good.
Well, and the newer deputies are coming down, like from Wairika, because I know where people, you know, where
Yeah.
people live.
Yeah.
Not just by address, but by name, but they don't,
Right.
you know, you could be looking for a house, you know, for
Right.
an hour. So-
And there's one place up, Indian Creek where we go, and you go past from the 5100s, then all of a sudden you have to turn back and go back to 49 something, and you're already at like 51, 5200. And if you don't have a map that shows that, you would, how do I get over there?
If you wanna
Lost, it's not
renumber it,
there.
that's your business, I'm not gonna do it again.
We wouldn't even think of renumbering it, but it gives us, you know, a way to get there.
It's traditional, it's
I'll tell you this, it ticked off a lot of people in that town.
I think it was well worth waiting for, Tom, thank you. Let's please convey our deepest appreciation to Jill
Yeah, it was-
and the tribe.
So it's Jill and Beckman, Beckmann.
So
We have
what,
to do something special for them.
yes, we do.
Thank you.
So what else do you have on your list there, Dave?
Well, are we making any progress at all on identifying which street lights are out? Or have we waited until the map?
That's what we've been basically waiting for.
Because we still need,
You did some, didn't you, Becky?
Yeah, and they're
In your
not,
area.
everything is copacetic in my area, so I've not, heard
So you
anybody,
wrote-
other than up in housing, that seemed to be the only place where there was an existence of dead lights.
Now-
yeah.
you said that you helped create a list that you merged with an old list of where the actual street lights are. I want to make sure that we're all talking together, not just on a big map, but did you make?
I did not make the list. I acquired the list from the water district.
Okay.
And so they gave me a copy of their list for Jill. And that's the one that's
Okay.
not complete yet.
So Jill has the master list that she combined the water list. Was there another list that had the actual street lights? Or is that it?
No.
Okay.
And we cannot verify that that was a complete list, correct?
No, if the water company can't do it, then we certainly can't.
Well, we can, but that means volunteers have to get out, look at them. Because what I think would help is not just the map, but a list of, here's the location, here's the number that's on the pole, and then that way we can pass them out to volunteers, especially once we have the block captains set up and different people within different parts of the communities. It's like when I mentioned it at a meeting several meetings ago, when the principals were here at that meeting at this office. To go out into your own neighborhood, survey your own neighborhood. So you may survey a couple of blocks worth, come back, and let's put all of that information together so that we can contact Pac Power and say, hey, this existing light is at the corner of this, or in front of this address. It is light number such and such, and it is not working. It needs to be fixed.
I think with the map, I think that we're going to be able to do that because we can say, can you do this, 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 this? And there's a visual there. Go through there, identify all the lamps, and make sure they're all functioning. Whereas before it was like can you do from this street to this street? And these streets are not exactly uniform, a lot of them. So there's a lot of things that get missed. So I think the maps will make a big difference.
Well, maps will help, but I also think if we have just a matrix of here's the location, here's the address, here's the light number, and then we can also, assuming that a list of maps all fit, say on a page or two, and we hand them out to our volunteers, they can just take it out and check their neighborhood
Exactly.
and check yes or no, is it working,
And that's
and
why I
then bring it
say
back.
a map is a visual, and you need to get it done that way. Because what do you consider your neighborhood? From to borders.
Pretty much from Highway 96 over to the airport and clear down to the end of 2nd Avenue I've done a big area. I really have.
Yeah.
And I've pretty much done through town. Have you seen any streetlights out? I really haven't seen any at all. And I've made a point to look.
Well,
I've still got an issue with the one at the end of the bridge. It still blinks on and off. There's
Okay.
like
Is that a
Right
Second
there.
Street Bridge near where you're at?
on Second Avenue, Second Avenue Bridge.
What's that?
So it would be the east side of the bridge. There are two lights, and they're on the same pole. Well, the one that overhangs on the road works just fine. The one that overhangs like towards the sidewalk area where those steps go up, that's the one that blinks on and off.
Okay.
I've reported it.
To no avail.
I mean,
I think it's probably like a ballast or something that's going off, and they're not gonna fix it
Till it
Yeah.
just absolutely goes out, yeah, and that's
That's
yeah, that's kind of
usually-
what I'm thinking. So I've been
usually the case
I've been
with that.
patient about it. It's not like it's dark. If it were completely, you know me, I'm on it like stink on crap. So,
He's
it's
recording,
like-
he's recording, so.
it's I don't
You're
care,
the public
stink on
record.
crap, okay? and the fact of the matter is it's just being proactive, and I take a big chunk of my neighborhood because I'm sorry, that is my neighborhood. The whole damn town's my neighborhood. You know. So I just try to, I don't go out a lot at night, but when I do, I try to check out streetlights as I go. I do. And everything's copacetic in our area.
When will Jill be available to talk to about if we can get these page by page?
Well, she'll be back next week. If you want to wait till next meeting.
Okay, yeah, because what I'd like to do is see if we can get the page by page, and we can dole out the pages to people, and they don't even have to be members of us. Just go to somebody on the block and say, this is what we need, can you go do it? What do you think of that idea, guys?
I think it's a great idea.
Okay.
It works.
Great idea.
Okay, so we'll table the lighting identification until next meeting, we'll talk to Jill and see if that's something that she can do. And maybe at the same time, Gabe, would you like to bring up, do you think we should address getting, uniform pages for the law enforcement and fire and ambulance? Would you like to?
Yeah, as long as we, like, all three of us have the same one.
That's what I'm saying, we need to be on the same page, literally,
Yeah,
literally.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that will be
That would be
so
good.
valuable, Tom, you have no idea. No idea. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah, and she could, I'm sure she can put them all in a PDF format, email them to you.
That'd be great.
Just print them out.
And we could just print them out, put them in binders, and call it good.
And if you guys carry laptops in your rigs,
We don't, but I mean, just a page is great.
yeah. So,
We're not that high tech yet.
yeah, but to be able to have a PDF
You can't
format.
put that right on your smartphone?
You know, I probably can.
You probably, yeah, you could, you could.
On.
Sure could.
Yeah, you gotta turn it on.
Sure could.
I'm never gonna let you live that down.
Did you not have your
No, I have my personal phone, I'll get that number out. My department phone was lacking a charger when I got it back.
Well, yeah,
So,
I know, I had, you
it
know,
only took about
I
2
can
months
only
to get
get
a
you on your
charger.
personal phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it took about a month to get me a charger for it. So.
Moving right along. Camera.
Me culpa. I've been too busy, I didn't get to it. But an idea reared its head. I am still concerned about how we're going to do this as volunteers, utilizing cameras and moving them and downloading it and making sure that the information on the camera is utilized to the maximum effectiveness. And one of the thoughts, I can't remember who it was, you came up or Josh or somebody came up with this, that maybe we should just buy the cameras and just loan them to the sheriff's department and let them do it, because they know where the hotspots are. And already the Met team has cameras that you guys are used to operating. And what do you think of that idea, Gabe?
Well, I don't know, I mean, I've actually never touched one of the ones that Met team has. They, haven't used those.
They're possessive?
Oh, yeah.
I would think so.
don't know, I mean, we could, well, it kind of goes back to, it's gonna be like, like the cemetery, it's gonna be the water district's, property. So, pretty much they need to be in control of that, so.
Yeah, that was one of the
So-
spots we talked about, because it was
Yeah.
the cemetery's being vandalized.
And one of my thoughts
And
was,
you guys also said the cemetery needs a street light.
Or just lighting in the cemetery. That's-
better lighting.
Yeah, that's up to them.
So are you just talking like a game camera that would
Exactly, yeah.
you could put up unobtrusively in the tree and
Or where-
because you can get those things pretty inexpensively, like 40 $40 a piece or something.
Well, I think I'm gonna,
Yeah, Walmart was the discussion last time.
yeah, and I think I'm gonna get to about the $100 to the $110 range, because that's what I was looking as far as the pixels and the distance and, how much their capacity as far as storing pictures. And we were just gonna get the stills, I wasn't gonna get the video.
Well, are you gonna is it gonna be infrared capable or?
I'm hoping to, because then that'll take away that flash stuff.
Yeah, because you don't want them to know that they're on candid camera.
That's right. So supposedly I can get one right around $110 in infrared.
Okay.
And one of my thoughts was too is that, and I'll go a little bit out on a limb here, but this last week, I had a victim of an assault, and the lady that found him said that she was tired of all the drug traffic, and she owns property that's adjacent to all the drug traffic. I'm wondering about, things like the ability to mount a camera with that landowner's approval and point it at that area and capture the drug problem. I mean, I don't know about the legalities or anything, but this would be something I think the camera.
Is there some legality about that?
Well, it's one of those things where you don't want to give somebody a camera so they have a video camera mounted aiming at their neighbor's house 24/7.
Correct.
Right, and
Yes,
there's
I mean,
something,
I wouldn't appreciate that,
Correct.
yeah,
and a lot of people don't. So, you gotta keep
Especially the
people's.
person, if they're dealing drugs, they're
That's
not,
They're not gonna like
your
that.
camera might not be around for long.
Yeah.
and I know that, but I'm saying that this lady saying that she doesn't know what else to do, and it's on her road and all this stuff, so it's
So
like,
why doesn't she go buy a camera?
well,
That's my
Not-
suggestion
not
to her. I'm
Because
sorry,
you've
as a
done it
private
yourself.
citizen, I don't think that we should be involved in private citizen situations. I think that we
That's
should.
kind of what I'm
Yeah.
saying, Becky, because they may be doing something illegal, but
I
at the same
think that-
time, I'm not gonna watch, at their house.
Right,
or their fence
exactly.
24/7.
I don't think
So-
that
and
that.
that's the part that was
That
muddy
would
in my
border
mind,
on
but she was
something that it
asking
may
me.
actually require a
A warrant?
court order search
A
warrant.
warrant?
So to speak, hand of the government.
Yeah.
Because then they may say, well, it's a neighborhood watch program, just being sponsored.
But if she
Sheriff's
wants
Department.
to buy her own camera,
Exactly.
that would be different.
That alleviates that issue, but not.
So the difference is private property versus, say, the school property.
Right, public.
the private
Public property.
property.
We could surveil public property.
Okay.
Yeah, like the cemetery and stuff,
Yeah.
that's fine. If anybody's
Okay.
in the cemetery after
corners,
hours and they shouldn't have any
libraries,
expectation. of
Bridges.
Right, right.
privacy. But somebody, at
Yeah.
their own house, in my opinion, that's different.
Yeah, it's totally different. Yeah.
Well, I don't think she was worried about the house, she was, the road was the big problem.
Well, see,
It's
that's
a private road.
Some-
that's like
some
my
people,
cameras.
What they do is they get out their own personal still camera.
They can do that.
Through the
all they
window.
want. Yeah, they can do
And they
that.
can do that,
That's
Okay.
fine.
because they're making the decision on their own, and then they can provide our dope team
Yeah.
with that information. It's just
Okay.
like we've talked about before. If you see a lot of in and out traffic, and you can write yourself a note, date, time.
Right.
We always tell people, keep these logs.
Yeah.
What the car looks like, if you can see the plate or not, what the description of the people coming and going,
Mhm.
and you develop a pattern
Yeah.
that really helps the dope cops.
Yeah.
And then if we traffic stop somebody who's obviously in and out all the
Yeah.
time, and we happen to arrest them for something,
Yeah.
then,
Bad tail light.
it helps, do some flipping and, those kind of things.
So, and I obviously referred this lady to come and talk to you guys, and
I haven't heard from her.
then, no, so she told me to go ahead and talk to you. So tonight afterwards, I'll talk to you.
Okay.
See what's going on. Yeah, very frustrating.
That's like the cameras we've got set up at our house. They really aren't, because I own across the road, that is my property. And I'm losing hoses over there. They stole a 100-foot hose with a $30 sprinkler. It's like, that's not cool. And that just happened before the 4th. And because my walnut tree was hanging down so far, I did not get it on film. So we whacked the walnut.
Oh, you did a little trimming, huh?
We did we did the walnut tree. So we're proactive once again. But I know for a certain that, like, even in certain cases where there have been situations that have occurred on our street, and my cameras have gathered that information. Even the guys, they don't even like to come ask, even when you're offering, you know what I mean? Because it's it's a sticky wicket. You're involving neighbors against neighbors, and that can be an issue. So even with that, that lady should be proactive. She just needs to be proactive, get her own cameras, and do her own.
Well, at the very least, she needs to start talking to law enforcement. That would be my
And it is perfectly legal to put up your own security cameras on your own personal property. I know Charles has told us that once you guys started putting up security cameras in travel areas and like some of your crime stuff went way down.
Yeah.
And the schools, lots of schools have their own security. We even had it in the courthouse. Town Wyrick, and it helped, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sticky.
Was that evidence submitted with that case?
For the Goldies?
I hope so, because man, those despicable mothers.
Lots of people have it, and certainly lots of Dovers have security cameras. And
On there.
yeah, so they know who's coming to their front door, because they don't want us coming to their front door. And then you hear all the flushing, and that kind of stuff.
Well, see, there's a lot of people too. They'll talk about it, and they'll complain to you, but they won't talk to us. So we know there's a problem, but the same people are just unwilling to talk to us for whatever reason. And they'll say we don't do anything about it, but at the same point, a lot of times we're not hearing about half the stuff that's going on.
Very frustrating.
And we'd like to give them advice, like to try to solve. That's what we do. We're problem solvers. Try to solve problems. Yeah, we do our best.
I mean, it's like an alarm system in somebody's home. A lot of alarm system companies also put in cameras inside of homes. Like anytime you walk into businesses, there's cameras all over the place. So she can do what she wants on her own private property with her own dime. And that's what your concern is, just gotta do what her own dime.
And if she is interested in doing that, I have technical expertise to set up a system like that. And if she would.
Like some help.
Yeah, and I might even subsidize it. Just, if that's really a concern for her.
I think she could probably subsidize it if she was serious enough about it. So I will make a recommendation for her. I will talk to you after the meeting.
Next on my list is anybody, we still have a problem with, you guys had a concern for reflectors up in Indian Creek,
Yeah.
below Fowler.
Yeah, on the road
Did
there.
anybody contact Public Works
No.
about that? Because I know that's what I suggested
I
last
think that
time.
was, Rita was having that.
I haven't seen them for 2 meetings.
Yeah, it was 2 meetings ago. We need to follow up on that.
Well, yeah, because I didn't make the June meeting.
Yeah, we need to follow up with Rita on that.
Okay. So the Indian Creek reflectors, and it is near Fowler Street, right?
It's between the high school and Fowler Road on Indian Creek Road.
Oh, Fowler Road, sorry, I wrote the wrong. I keep saying streets and all roads out here.
Except for ones downtown.
Yeah, there's a really sharp bank that it drops off right into the creek, And it is really, it's like, I've come down through there at night, people walking, and truly I have a hard time seeing them. And at least if there were reflectors on that side, you could see bodies, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Well, and who was supposed
something.
to do that?
Rita was doing that. She passed around I think she put out a petition or something like that she was going to forward to.
You know, I saw
And
the
do we know
thing she
Rita's
put
last
out, and
name?
it didn't have anything to do with that.
Manley King.
I went around and I picked up those petitions for her, and they were for streetlights. She was going for a streetlight to be installed there,
That's right.
and I'm saying that isn't gonna happen.
Well, yeah, because I remember when I checked for you guys, adding streetlights was going to be a big
A real
cost.
issue.
That Pac Power doesn't install them. They will send you the electric bill afterwards, but oh, seriously, man,
You have
that
to
was
do
one of those things that I
basically
checked out for you
So
guys,
this is with the.
and you guys have
So
to
that's
put up
why
your own
I said
streetlights.
reflectors, those strips that they put on the roads, and I mean, they're
I think
flexible.
you're right, it was lights, and I think that was supposed to be some sort of statement to the community services.
Yeah, the community
district
services district could
that-
put up a
To
light.
look into doing that. That's what that was.
So the road department has to be contacted.
All right, so
Or
has the community,
reflectors.
who's involved with the community services district that we might be able to petition them to get it done? Who do we talk to? Who?
They
You guys have a
they
community
board,
services
They have a
district?
board. They have a
Okay.
board. And you were at one of the board meetings, correct?
Two.
Two of them, yeah.
And they have
When does the board meet?
Wednesday, July 11th, this Wednesday.
Okay, so they usually meet the second Wednesdays? Is it a monthly meeting?
What time is that due?
6 o'clock.
And
Yeah,
where,
I believe it's 6.
where do they meet?
Probably over their office.
At their office on Davis Road.
Oh, okay, so their office is across from Harry's.
Correct.
Yeah, the little extra mall there.
Well, does anybody want to go
Who's your last?
hit them up at their next board meeting?
I'd be lying.
Well,
The
what
chamber
they-
is going to discuss the fact that when we had gone from the Klamath down the river, or when they have Bigfoot Jamboree, and there's no hand washing facilities, and a lot of these people have serving food, it's required, so if the
Right.
state came in, they could do it, so they're going to discuss it.
That's gonna be the big issue
Wednesday,
this
that's what I
month.
knew.
Any of those people
Yes.
possibly come into our CERT training? It's on the board?
No, I'd have to see a list. I'm not sure.
I don't think so. I'm thinking through that. I think I gave you the list right there.
You copy the list, yeah.
I didn't want to pass that out generally because there's some information there.
That's what she got so far.
I've actually got like 3 more since then, but that way that I know it's on the
How
board.
many people?
I have 26. I think there's at least 2 going to drop out, and I got like at least 5 pending. So I wanted to get at least 30 and wait to see who showed up.
Pretty close.
Yeah. And I was trying for some people from Syed. I put out some feelers there, but I haven't gotten anybody. And I put out feelers down in Soames and didn't receive anything back from them. I think they basically ally themselves more with the Oregon area than they do with Happy Camp, which is Humboldt, and Humboldt's already done a lot of surf training.
Yeah.
And then, as a follow-up to that, you've talked to, was it Linda Nellis that said it was okay if we had
26, 27.
27, 20,
Yeah.
you know, originally it was supposed to be 25, but if a couple extra show up, it'll be okay. So, does anybody have any questions about the CERT training or what we're doing? It's Friday. We're gonna start at noon. The training's supposed to start at 12:30.
Where at?
Multi-purpose room or?
Purpose room at the elementary school. And the training goes until about 7:30 Friday night. And then Saturday, It's
And it's
running about 8:30 to
8 hours.
5:30,
Yeah.
8 to 5, that time period. I've talked to them, I mean, officially they're gonna start at 8:30, but people ought to get in. Do we have any snacks available?
They
Does the
bring, they are
nutrition-
bringing snacks.
They're bringing
I
snacks?
talked to Linda today, yeah, they will be
Okay,
bringing
because
snacks.
I've asked them about that.
But if anyone wants to donate anything, that would be good too.
Okay. And just so that you know, everybody that goes through the training, has everybody gotten the registration forms from Doreen? Anybody need any?
I printed one out from the email that Nadine sent out this afternoon.
Okay, all right. There's gonna be 3 things to fill out. One is their registration form, which is you're registering for a class that's being sponsored through Humboldt University. 2, a release of liability, in case you fall down, you promise not to sue Humboldt State, that kind of thing. And then 3, I handed these out at the May meeting when I was here. You guys may remember these. This is the Disaster Service Workers Volunteer Program registration. I'm sure you know about this. And this is basically workers' comp coverage if you get hurt, including at the training. And so I've told those people that I want to make sure that this gets filled out. Is that better?
I'm just trying to do my.
At the
Forms
start-
that have not been filled out will be filled out
Yeah.
between 12 and 12:30.
So
on
if
the
you've
day
got a
of
small
registration.
photo of yourself, you notice the upper left hand, you can hang on to that.
Oh, okay,
We're gonna need to do a
I'll just
photo.
fill it out then.
Our OES people are supposed to bring digital camera so that we can take photos of everybody, including one of the things I'm wanting to get done is an identification card for everybody that finishes their CERT training, so they have it, for their wallet or whatever.
Will that be done the
Yeah.
first day?
We're gonna do our paperwork here first thing in the morning. The reason why I want everybody done on the volunteer disaster service workers thing is because if you got hurt during the training, you're covered.
Mm.
But if you wait till the end to fill it out, oops, too late. And then if you try to falsify the records, you're looking at a felony.
Oh, we don't want to do
I'm not
that.
willing to do that.
So my thought was, and this is what I plan to do, tell me if this is going to be acceptable, is the class is not supposed to begin until 12:30.
Right.
Between 12 and
So
12:30,
We'll get all paperwork
I'm
done.
getting all the paperwork done.
Right.
Are you going to be there to do photos at that time?
If the guy with the camera who says he's bringing it shows up, yes.
Okay.
But it's not me that's gonna do that. Now, the other thing is, as part of the disaster service worker volunteer registration, we're gonna swear you in, not swear at you. Swear you in, you gotta take the loyalty oath, and, we'll have people there that are authorized by Sheriff Lope to give the oath. He's already responded to my request on that, and when he came back from the FBI Academy, that week he got it done, and there's a letter signed by him to Colleen Tetzer, our county clerk, indicating who is authorized by him to give the oath. Gabriel, you aware that you're authorized?
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
the email.
Okay, and I'm authorized, Lynn Corliss is authorized, Ron Quigley's authorized, so, I've told Judy and company, we're doing that right off the get-go.
Okay.
So I don't want anybody hanging out there either during the training or responding to help as a CERT member without that workers' comp coverage. That's just not fair to those people.
What should we wear to this thing?
Clothes.
Well,
If you come naked, a lot of people think you that, Becky, but I would recommend no.
David, are you
Some kind of
you
clothes.
talking to somebody else? I don't know, because this is Prude City over here.
You see me,
I mean, just
first time ever I'm here casual, right?
are we going to be outside
Jeans
on
and a shirt
Friday?
is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, there's gonna be inside classroom stuff.
Okay.
it's held at the multi-use room. There's gonna be some outdoor stuff. In fact, they're gonna take you out, and I'm not sure exactly what time period they're gonna do that to actually teach people how to use a fire extinguisher.
Hopefully that'll be the
Yeah.
first thing in the morning.
We got
That's
we got a
fun.
little fire pit thing.
That's fun.
Fully self-contained. Hopefully,
That's everything.
I promise.
Marshmallows, I'm thinking
Today that it was,
There we go.
I
very
promise.
little
It's a fully self-contained.
That's
You just go outdoors and then they're gonna actually do some hands-on when we do how to do medical triage and stuff like. So it's gonna be classroom stuff plus hands-on practice stuff. Have you been through one of these CERT trainings? Okay. But I know you went to one of the region meetings a month or two ago, with Judy and when they were there, right?
Jill went to one of the meetings.
Okay. So hopefully it'll be a good 3-day training.
this is a big thing for Happy Camp. Number one, this is, I understand this is the first time the CERT training's been held in Siskiyou County, and Happy Camp has been chosen as the start of the second
They
time?
did it, I found out,
Okay.
once before in McLeod.
No.
Mm.
On the other side of the county.
But the sad thing is, until I got involved, there's been no other follow-up
No,
with any of those people.
no tracking.
No tracking, no follow-up training. They didn't even get registered for
Ooh.
the disaster service workers plan. Zilch is what I found out from people in McLeod. And so that's one of the reasons why I pushed so hard to get this, to protect people. And, the bosses approved of it. It's a no-cost item for us.
Yeah.
And it helps save us. I mean, we don't want to get sued for liability.
It's a way of tracking.
And we need, I don't have any registration forms. I don't know who, except a few, I know a couple of people that got trained down there. But a couple of people I know aren't interested anymore because the county completely dropped the ball. I hate to say it, but that's what happened. And that training was more than a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, but fortunately now with the sheriff's office taking this project on, it's gonna happen. But this group of 4 trainings for this year, you guys are first. Then we're going to Doris for training in the Butte Valley. We're going out to Shastina for training in that end of the county. And then we're going into Scott Valley for training there. So that's the plan for this year. And then I'm pushing on setting up follow-up trainings and some eventual get-togethers with everybody in that company.
Do you have an idea of what a follow-up training will look like?
Well, yeah. For example, something as simple as my understanding is the basic training doesn't actually provide you with a first aid CPR card. I was shocked when I found out.
That's crazy.
Well, that's a pretty lengthy
That's crazy.
training just right in itself.
It is.
Yeah, it's like a
Right.
6-8 hour course in itself.
This is a 23-hour course, but they're talking about doing some basic first aid, medical triage, things like that.
I'm sure they'll be going over the ABCs and stuff.
But
Airway
from
breathing.
what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
also,
Yeah.
but from my discussion with the people that got trained that are in McLeod, they said, they didn't even get a basic first aid card
I
or a
think you could
CPR
do,
card.
I think, our educator that we have with the ambulance has put together I believe it's a 14-hour, and that meets Title 22 standards for the fire. And it's like, the very basics. It takes CPR and some basic first aid, and it's a 14-hour course.
Yeah,
And
I'm
that's
trying,
for Title 22.
trying to put together a local trainers group. I've even sent some emails off about seeing if we can get some folks here in Siskiyou County trained in how to do CERT training, basics, so that we can do it in-house from now on. We've also talked with our folks about using some of the COS instructors that we have. Well, yeah, there's some costs involved, and I've presented some budgets, and it's been shot down, but it's, I'm working on it.
One of the instructors for this cert training is a tribal employee.
Flo?
Well,
Yeah. And I'm trying to put together there's only a couple that I know of in Siskiyou County that are trained. Lynn Corliss is another trainer.
And she's a trainer.
She's a trainer, and she's gonna be here for the training.
Yeah. So we've
But I
got-
wanna put together a team and find out who all not only has the ability and interest, but who's been certified to help do cert training, because I know Flo's gonna help us on all of these trainings.
Yeah.
But, we need more than 2 people.
Yeah, and if we can get a trainer course, that's something I would be interested in,
Okay.
in taking, and I know Jill would be interested in taking it, so.
Yeah, well, that's one of the courses I've sent emails on and saying, hey, I'd like to, I gave them a couple of train the trainers locations on some trainings that are coming up.
I get those all the time,
And-
it's just fitting it into the schedule to be able to go.
Well, yeah, and their concern was sending people out of county for, budgetary purposes and see if we can pull together a team. Is that what that Sue Vata or whatever that sends those emails? I'm on that list.
I get mine from the tribal
Okay.
side of them.
But, yeah, I brought that up, and so hopefully we're gonna get that
So
worked
there's
out.
plans for the development
And in-
of the ongoing training.
And something else as simple as, how do you do traffic control? None of that.
Radio broadcast.
There's a ton of trainings I have supplied the bosses with a entire page of recommended follow-up trainings. And they're like, where did this come from? I've been doing my research. Here's some of the estimates for the costs. Like,
Cost.
and it's, board of supervisors.
Free
support the
labor?
idea of
Wait.
doing it, but they don't have the money to support the actual doing it. So we're trying to put it together regardless. So those are just some of the things we're gonna do for training. I'm following.
So what else do we have on your list there?
Well, Father's Day, event at the park. How much you guys make?
93 something? It was very hot and there was not a big turnout.
Well, I know, but
It was all good though. I mean, that's a lot of cookies and brownies.
I think $83 of it was what Tom made. He had the best cookies ever. I'm not kidding you.
The
He needs to be the chief cookie maker.
And you didn't bring any salad.
Man.
so we got about 90 something bucks.
I'm not
now.
kidding you, it was very, very good. I got the crumbs.
Hey,
You're showing up to
$90 is better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick, or even a dull stick. So, plus we had $330. Total in the bank, we're over $400 now. Woo! That was a good event.
It was a
And
I want to be sure to cover the ones that are coming up. I guess they're having another one, but it's during our CERT training.
lawnmower race?
Yeah.
And I'm,
But then there's going to be another one like for Labor Day weekend for Bigfoot Days.
Mhm.
There's
hey, no, it's okay.
And that's
We got
supposed to be the-
stuff out here.
That's the main
Big-
event.
Big
Big
one.
Appreciate
the
the
tribal reunions on
Thanks for
the
calling.
weekend after next. You guys want a vendor booth there?
What's the date on that?
20th.
20th,
July 20th?
yeah, it's a Saturday.
Starts with
Ooh,
the
hope I
19th.
get
And if you guys
Very soon
want
by
to
then.
do a vendor booth as a non-profit organization, I don't know what all the rules are, but they should waive the fee for the vendors booth.
Is that what they call tribal reunion?
Yeah,
Well, they're sponsoring us. I would think that they would waive it.
yeah.
Where is that coming up again?
Where's it at?
When is it coming up?
Oh, the 20th. The 20th, yeah.
And that's at the River Park?
Yeah. And
It starts, isn't there something that starts on the evening of the 19th, the Friday evening?
they're youth dance, I
Yeah.
think Friday
Yeah.
evening will be a
Yeah,
youth
so
dance.
you'll need to think about that. and the 20th, and then I think they finish with a breakfast on the 21st, which is Sunday.
Yeah.
All right, and then when's Bigfoot days, Labor Day weekend?
August 30th, 31st, and September 1st.
But if you wanted to do a fundraiser, then I can send you the application.
A lot of people come in now, but that's not gonna be an application.
I won't be able.
I would love to do a fundraiser, but I am totally overextended, and
I
I'm
won't be able to bake.
in 2 places at once already.
I'll be in training. I'll be coming back from training on that Friday, so there's no way.
Would you guys like me to loan you out some, or fund you some signs, some neighborhood watch signs, and see if they would sell? at
You know, I
booths?
honestly, I thought even if we just had a sign, I understand we have a sign somewhere, but I thought the day that I set up down there, if somebody would just bring me that sign, but I couldn't run it down. Doreen was really busy. I mean, you know the situation.
Well, I wish somebody would have asked me, I'd have brought you one.
And I brought you back all the T-shirts. Did you ever get those?
I never,
They're,
And there's money in the bag.
there
$10.
isn't now, it got in the kitty,
okay. And see, there were,
$10 in there. Go
I
see
know.
him.
in the kitty.
okay,
And I didn't
and,
want it hanging loose.
Okay.
I've made the executive decision that everybody that finishes the CERT training course gets a T-shirt. Because if they're a CERT volunteer, they're part of Neighborhood Watch,
Gonna
like
try
it or
and
not.
suck them in no matter what.
You know, but I think you ought to give somebody something. They
Yeah.
put up
It's
23
good.
hours or more of their time.
And I've got like 3 young people.
I think that at the least I can give them is a certificate and a T-shirt.
Pardon?
You know,
That's nice.
Chris.
and when I told Judy that, she says, "Well, do you have all their T-shirt sizes?"
You're right.
No, but
And this
I'll
is
bring a
3
variety of
young
sizes,
people.
so I'm going to use those.
You
I
have.
put them in the.
I'll bring the
my
extras.
drawer here, and I think somebody rearranged my drawer.
Because yeah, I guess
But I don't
Everything
have it.
is
I
folded
told
up and
you.
Yeah.
separate.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
at least
It's 40
they're not
people.
all.
kind of how when we handed out. I think we gave you 3 different sets of sizes, 10 each or something. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. But yeah, if you guys would like some signs to be able to sell at those booths.
If I just had a sign that identified what that table was, it would have been lovely. And a neighborhood watch sign that can either be stuck on a vehicle or nailed to a tree, I don't care. It just really would have been nice to have that. Would have been really good.
Agreed. I wish somebody would.
Because we did put
Because
our
I know you
neighborhood
guys
watch,
had a neighborhood watch sign here.
we put our neighborhood watch emblem on that quilt. Too.
I'm thinking, didn't Dan Evan have that sign?
Kind of
Yeah.
seems to me like that's a good possibility.
Yeah,
I
I
will
think
call
he
him
did.
now. I'll call him and ask him.
But you know, I don't know if he posted it at his house or something because he
It's-
bought that personal.
No, we brought it down to him. It's a little vehicle he has sitting out there that's supposed to have him see it for a while. Because I told him my husband forgot to bring it, and he said, no, your husband did bring it, it's right there, so.
Remember the square metal sign.
No, it's a big rectangle from before.
I'll ask him.
Okay,
I'll get back to you.
Wasn't there a magnetic sign?
there is one, yeah, that goes on that Charles gave me actually.
Where is
They-
that?
It's in the back of my van that sticks on the side of the car so that when you guys decide you want to actually do the patrol thing, I've got those.
But you have to take them off when you go in the store because they were stolen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's on there. If you want to identify your car as being on patrol. If you don't want to ID your car as being on patrol, and you're just out there, that's fine too. But again, you know, we got to do the separate training because we don't want to see him
Well,
from Florida.
I really, it was like any sign would have done well. It was,
Well, I wish I'd have known. I could have
Magnetic
thrown one in
sign.
the back of the Camaro. Because you something like
I shall
Camaro.
find out.
that was.
And hey, Gabe, by the way, outstanding photo that made it into the paper.
Oh, that was a
Did you like
great
that?
one.
Did you guys all see that?
I didn't. What was it?
The lawnmower
Just
sideways in the air.
Oh,
Because you're
yes.
into her flipping
When
the
he-
lawnmower
yeah.
back down.
Yeah.
Nice job. Excellent.
That was a
Excellent.
beautiful photo. It really was.
And no skill of mine, right place at the right time. I got that with my
That's
phone.
skill.
No, I didn't even know I got it. I put it in my pocket after he put the picture.
No,
we
that's-
checked on him. He's all right.
Come on, take the credit.
Later
take
I
the
went,
credit.
wow. No,
It
no
was a
mind.
great photo. It was just
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it was 1 in a million, I'll put that. I was just glad it got the,
I'm glad you
our
got it
racing
to walk
club
away.
got the publicity, so.
I have a
that's cool.
question about Bigfoot Jamboree regarding a booth. Do we have to notify them like in advance, quite a while in advance? Do we
I
have
get a
to?
hold of Abby, what's her name that's doing it on Facebook. 'Cause that's who I'm
Or if
coordinating
you
with
just-
for the motor races and stuff. Abby, what's her last name?
Jaeger.
Jaeger, yeah.
But if you go down to Leonie in the office, she's got the forms there, you have to fill out the forms filled out.
Oh, okay.
How much are they?
I haven't looked at them this year, it seems to me last year was $30 each, but they have different ones for local and not local.
We're a local nonprofit, they might donate, who knows?
So did we settle the question of having a booth at the reunion?
No.
We're not going to be able to, correct? Is that what I heard? Or we're
Well-
not going
Is there anybody who's got the time to do it?
to? I don't. I will not volunteer for anything else.
Navy, never again volunteer yourself.
Oh, is that what that is? That's good.
I never heard
That's
that.
fine, we got her.
I just
Pretty good.
volunteered to call Dan Evans, so that's what he's done.
Okay, well, I guess we'll need to know for sure within a week. So if anybody wants to contact other people that are helping us with Neighborhood Watch, if anybody's got the time and wants to do it.
Can you
Yeah, we'll
send out
do
an email to everybody on your list about that?
Yeah, thanks for that email. When I send out the reply to all, did you get that? Because I got a handful of bounce backs on your email list. I don't know, will you send out to all those people you get bounce backs that say
I get
it's
a
no
couple.
good?
One for Perry's Market,
Yeah.
and I think Sis Atterbury is another one because she's not with the tribe, so she doesn't have a career.
Okay.
But that's
'Cause I got a
it.
couple, but I had an email bounce to reply to all. Did you get that?
I'm
It
not
was
on our email
also
list.
I didn't get that one.
a reminder of the CERT training. Try to tell people, get out there, get it done. It's coming up, bring your friends. Because at that point, you were still at 17. Do you get that email that she put out?
I got one from the D today, but I haven't gotten any yet.
Yeah, I
You didn't
didn't.
get Becky's email that she sent out Sunday?
See, I think
I
she's
guess
on
we
my
need to
list.
update some of your email list. I got it.
She's on it.
I got it, and I emailed back. I'm surprised you didn't get my reply back.
Did you send it back today?
No, I sent it right after you sent it.
I got
It was
off there
within
pretty
about an
quick.
hour
My
or
husband
so.
had a game going, and I could barely get on there as it was. You kidding me? There are priorities. Gotta play
Entertainment.
the dead zone.
Entertainment.
Okay, so what was I just doing?
You're gonna send out an email
Email.
regarding the
And I
possibility
guess we need to
of-
update the email list.
So what we
For a fundraiser
travel
for the.
reunion?
to see if
Travel.
We're
we
gonna,
can-
we're gonna send out an
do
email
something for-
request to see if anybody's willing to do it.
If anyone has the time and is
hopefully we
willing
can
to participate in
Get that solved this week. Because I think it would be great, assuming the tribe is willing
Do
to
you
have
want me to
us.
send you the registration form so you have it? I think I have it right here. Oh, you just mailed it to me.
You know, computers here at work were down, like, they just came up this afternoon, and my computer doesn't have internet access, but I have to tell you, it was wonderful. Nothing.
Well, mine crashed today.
Oh, there we
couldn't
go.
print.
I have your email.
Okay.
You have it.
Did you get the one from Becky about tonight's meeting that came out yesterday?
You might not be on her email list then.
I put my email on the sign-up form.
Can
I don't have
print out
Becky's
your
email.
Well, I don't get those every time I leave here, so I don't.
Okay, Can you
No worries.
print out your email list and then next month we can maybe update it?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
What's your email?
Here we go again.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out. We'll do it here.
What's your email thing?
It's BeckyTirtera@gmail.com.
K-Y?
Yes. Tira. Tira.
Would you like tonight's sign up list so you can just copy it off?
Tirterra.
Tirra. Gmail.
I think those maps are wonderful.
Okay, they kind of have the same thing in Doris
Yes.
up there. Doris is even smaller as far as I'm just.
Yeah, it's small.
Goodness, this is great.
Doris is incorporated.
Okay, so we need to update everybody's contact.
The only thing I had to ask is I was gonna ask you, Gabe, has there been an increase or decrease in crime, or is it holding steady with all these minor things that we've been?
You know, it's kind of on and off. I've been gone for the last week, so
Uh-huh.
we don't have briefings, so I haven't had a chance to check the computer really and see what
But you
actually
got my
went on
email,
the
right?
last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I replied back.
But it's
Do you
pretty much
know
steady.
now,
I mean,
Chris?
you know, things here and there.
Yeah.
Comes and goes.
The only thing I heard within this past month was the gas theft down here at the elementary school on the handicapped bus. It was
You just go ahead and keep
a
it.
badly executed theft in that they tried to plug the hole that they got the gas out of.
Yeah, they're gonna come back.
Yeah, they were gonna come back, but I mean, I gather that posed a severe hazard for those kids on that bus. Because number one, they can't evacuate themselves.
Could, yeah.
Yeah, and number two is it could have caused, fire, explosion and stuff. So that was pretty nasty. And when I was talking to the sergeant about it, he was saying that this is one of the cases that they did have video. They have film on it, but the quality of the film is so bad that they
You
can't.
see.
Yeah, you can't see diddly squat.
The problem is it's dark and the cameras are too far away.
Yeah.
Where they're parking. So now they're parking somewhere else entirely.
Yeah. So one of the things I was thinking of doing is that was one of the considerations on the camera is the distance.
Mhm.
So what kind of distance do you think would be a
Close.
good distance to aim for getting a camera that has good quality?
Closer the better. I mean, it all depends on the situation.
So
And the
farther
equipment.
the range, the longer the range, the better. So the more expensive, the better.
Pretty much.
Well, yeah, and
You're gonna
then
get what
you have
pay
to have
for.
it wide enough,
Yeah,
point of
wide
view.
angle. Yeah,
because if you have too narrow.
and it's got to be high enough resolution.
To be clear.
Especially at night, so.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I mean, it's,
So between the camera and then parking it things a little bit differently, they might be able to get clearer photos.
oh yeah.
Well, okay, so that means you're gonna put out a sign, if you're a crook, please park here.
No,
Oh,
the cars that are getting the gas stole from needs to be put into a
yes,
place
into a
where the
spot
camera
where
is
there's a
gonna work.
light and a camera view, absolutely.
Don't park it off the farthest corner because it's out of the way, because it will get hit.
I know of a particular situation of a person who is having some issues with neighbors and possible dope and in and out traffic, 2-minute turnarounds. And he's really scared to death for repercussions from these people just because they are who they are. And he's talked to somebody out in Wairika who is a narcotics detective. He talked to Zook originally here, and Zook directed him to somebody in Wairika to talk to. And basically what they've what they've said to him is that, because he's armed. I mean, he's armed himself, and that's basically what they told him is, well, I guess, just gotta make sure that you can protect yourself. But he's really scared, and you know what? He's 70 some odd years old, and he's a good guy. He doesn't bother anybody. He's lived here since 1987. You never see him out at a bar or anywhere. And I just really want to help him somehow because it's ugly.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is he
he's
getting
scared.
direct threats from the dopers?
No, it's their whole demeanor, everything,
Okay.
So he's kind of worried to report it, doesn't want it.
Yeah, they even the lady has come by his home and he actually lives on property that is not supposed to have a home on it.
Okay.
One of those deals. But he's been there forever, and he takes really good care of it, and he's all alone, and my heart goes out to him because there's got to be something that you guys can do. Damn it. There has to be something that you can do. I even told him, I said, well, when you start having problems, just call me and I'll call cops.
Well,
And
Liza
he-
is the first I've heard about it, so we
And
have to
he's
know
scared to
more.
death. Well, I know, I haven't really got
Yeah, and
to
then what we can do is extra patrols. I mean, if he's got, this is going on this time, this time of night,
We
this
just
type of
need to know.
thing. I can park there. I've done that. I'll do my paperwork right there. There's drug activity right here. I'll sit there.
Do you know who we talked to already?
he told me, but I honestly don't remember the guy's name now. But
Give me his info afterwards. We can
Okay.
talk to him.
okay, cool, thanks, Gabe.
To make sure.
Yeah, 'cause that's the problem. See, we don't know about it.
Yeah.
We can't
Can't do
anything
nothing about
it because we're oblivious to the problem. So, but it would seem to me whoever we talked to in Enrica should have done And
I think
John,
he's really afraid,
and John should have notified the rest of.
he's really
Well,
afraid
he's-
of
May have just left and all that. So
Yeah.
that's probably not his fault.
he's really afraid of repercussions. I know that, and I keep saying over and over and over and over and over, but he won't. And he doesn't even want me to discuss it with anybody because he doesn't want his name to possibly get out there somehow into their hands. He's
One
truly
thing I've noticed,
scared.
one thing though I've noticed after
Right.
being here for 8 years, I don't know how many people are saying, oh, well, if I talk, I'll end up face down the river. Okay, how many people have ended up face down the river? Honestly. I tell these people, okay, if you want something done about it, you're gonna have to tell us. If not, then it's gonna be your problem. If you keep it to yourself, it's your problem, there's nothing we can do about it. So, that's a cold hard truth, it's that simple. But we have to know about it.
But I'll give you
We can
another.
keep people anonymous. We can do that.
You
There's no problem doing
absolutely
that.
must be on, or I won't tell you.
Yeah, there's no problem with that.
Well, don't tell him his name.
You know,
But let me just, I'll tell you from starting neighborhood watches, okay? I was at a meeting recently in another jurisdiction, and, they said, oh, well, that there was this person who was running around and they had one of those hand cart, we used to call them dollies, but I know that's politically incorrect nowadays. And
Grocery cart?
they had like a manhole cover and a storm drain cover, stuff like that. They were walking down the street with all, and they were asked by one of the people that happened to be in attendance at this meeting, what are you doing? They said, well, I collect scrap metal and sell it. Oh, okay. And they let them go. And I said, did you call the sheriff's department? No. Did you think that maybe this was unusual and they might actually have been stealing it? Oh, well, yeah. Then why didn't you call?
report
Well, I
it?
didn't want to get involved. Well, there's a whole issue about neighborhood watch, You wouldn't have even had to tell us who you were. If you'd have just called us, we could have sent somebody out and maybe come across the person who's walking down the street with with a shopping cart and a hand cart and all of this heavy metal, you know, and maybe we don't. And then somebody else, I said, you need to report to us. And I gave them, you know, our dispatch phone number if they didn't want to call 911 because they didn't want their identification known on the callback automatically identifier from 911. Gave them our 841-2900 number. And I said, you know, one of the things we need to get the word out is if there's anything suspicious at all, call. Then another person piped up. And this was the first for me. Said, oh, well, turned to one of the other neighbors. Did you know, by the way, just a week or so ago, somebody landed a helicopter in your backyard? And they got out and they went up to your house and everything? I'm like, what? Oh, yeah. They hang out there for a while and, you know, you shut the engine off, motor rotor, you know, the rotors that they stop and all that. You know, and they were, you know, checking out your house and all that kind of stuff. And then they, you know, got back in a helicopter and they fired it up and flew away. And I said, did you bother calling the sheriff's department? No. Did you think it was unusual? Oh yeah, I've never seen that happen before in my whole life. Like, call us.
Well, see, the whole thing with this fella, and you know, I get that, and I do get that. Okay, I am a cop caller. However, the thing of it is that this man, he has no other neighbor. There are no other neighbors there. So the only person that would be aware of anything flaky going on there would be him. So that's the problem. That's the problem right there. He's scared to death of those repercussions.
Well, even if
If
he does a drive-by and it's part of normal patrol,
Yeah, nobody's gonna know this,
it's just
Right,
like, well,
not
hey, you know,
necessarily.
the patrol cop came out, he drove along the neighborhood.
Perfect.
Because these guys are supposed to be, when they're doing patrol, not holed up in the office all the
Yeah,
time.
you might even want to let them know that you're in the neighborhood.
Going out, and, you know, and that might be something where we could actually go knock on everybody's door on that street area and invite them to Neighborhood Watch, including knocking on the Crook's door.
Mm-hmm.
And they see, oh, yeah, look at these Neighborhood Watch people, they're coming to everybody and they're knocking on doors. And it's just part of Neighborhood Watch was
Awareness.
an awareness campaign.
Awareness.
We'd like to invite you to our next Neighborhood Watch program. We're going to have a special training on security for your home. Okay, and I could come and I could do a home security training on, you know, locks, maybe even some like, you know, one-way directional screws if you put a security screen door on or stuff like that. I mean, I do all those kind of trainings, and I've offered them here as to, you know, what trainings do you want me to do? And we've talked about, for that matter, doing patrol training. And then, you know, I've come with stuff to do it, and nobody wants to talk about patrol training at that time. Maybe everybody's waiting for the George Zimmerman trial to be open. But, you know, I'm serious. You know, I don't know how many of these new Neighborhood Watch programs I go to on original organizing, and so many people want to know, is it okay if I shoot somebody if they trespass onto my property? No.
Don't they understand?
No, and well, I would say it was self-defense. No. There's more than you saying self-defense, you know?
A lot more to it than
You
that.
don't get convicted of
You know,
stress and
you know,
strain.
people have told me, oh, I heard cops tell you that if you shoot somebody in your front yard, you should drag them
Drag
to
it
the
into the
house.
house, yeah, that's
I'm
right.
like,
It's everybody-
No. No.
Yeah, you know,
No.
Vince and they come over-
I would like to say that.
They come up
Lame.
like, you know, if I have a no trespassing sign on my driveway, they come up there, I can shoot them.
No. Only if your life is threatened.
Yeah, and I said, you know, even if you get off, look at the stress and strain George has gone through. I said, do you really want to get arrested? Do you really want to get charged? Do you want to spend all of your money for a defense attorney? Do you want to live under that kind of stress? I mean, that guy's up about 300 pounds now, if you looked at him.
Oh yeah, he's
He's been
really,
stress
yeah.
eating.
You know how they could end this whole thing? If they just make him get up and scream. Because, you know, I swear the whole F. Lee Bailey was very good about that in courtrooms. You know, people losing limbs, and he would come in with with a prosthesis and set it on just as a just to work on the psychology of the atmosphere of the jury. And I swear, if they would just make this, because his mother claims it's her son, Trevon, screaming. And of course, George's mother claims it's her son screaming. And I say, you know what? There's only one person that can scream right now, and that's George Zimmerman. Scream.
But it also, you can't
If the
force
scream
a person,
fits, you know?
you can't force a person to testify against themselves if it's not his scream. They're not gonna do it. I don't think they're gonna put him on a stand, but, I mean, that's a defense attorney's tactic, decision.
Yeah, but if he doesn't want to do it, how does it make him look?
Well, who's gonna ask him?
Well, he has a Fifth Amendment right to not, he doesn't have to say
He
anything.
doesn't have to get up on the stand at all.
And
he
how
would
does
have
that
to
look?
agree to get on the
It doesn't matter how it looks, it's the evidence.
But
But
it
it's
also,
still-
you know, they introduced today that Trevon's dad, at the detective's desk, said it wasn't Trevon screaming.
Mm.
And now dad's changed his mind.
Oh, that's a big
But
one.
during the initial set of interviews at his desk, he told detectives that he didn't think that was his son.
Ah.
So, anyways,
I want to introduce another
let's, you know, we can invite the dopers on, and everybody in the town to a special training for, home security or whatever, and then, you know, it won't be such a shock that we're out there doing patrol and requesting people to join us.
I want to go back to what you guys were talking about is people have to come forth. There's still issues with people calling in and reporting things and saying, please don't put that out over the air. And it still gets put out over the air. And that's a,
I
That's a
brought
dis-
that forward
that is
to the
a-
boss's attention.
That is.
within
that
the
is a
last
discussion
month,
issue.
my sister had somebody that was out of control up there at her office. When she called to get the sheriff there, she said, please don't put this out. It's, the situation is, we're doing good right now, but please, we need somebody here. Do not put this out over the air. It went out over the air. Within 60 seconds, it was on the air.
I've had the same thing happen
You
to
know,
me.
they cannot do that and keep,
Okay.
and gain the trust or keep the trust of the people that are calling. That's plain, pure, and simple. So if you can communicate that in
I
any way,
will,
shape,
I
or
will
form,
bring it
respect.
forward again. Let me give you a name to call in regard to this issue. He's a lieutenant in charge of patrol. His name's Mark Hilsenberg.
Okay.
I believe it's Hilensberg.
Yeah.
Did I spell that right?
I believe so.
Call during normal business hours, 842-8300, which is our business number, and ask for his extension, because I frankly don't remember it off the top of my
Okay.
head. And file a complaint with him, because he is the boss in charge of the dispatch center.
Okay.
So he is the guy to
Yeah.
talk to.
It's a chronic problem.
And he needs to know that.
And it's like, my sister says, well, why do you call them, and you say this, and then they don't even tell you why if they feel like they have to. They don't give you questions that you can answer that would lead them down to say, okay, well, it's not that urgent, I can get somebody there.
Well,
No, I
or
don't have
for
to put
that
on
matter,
the air.
We can, and Gabe, you can beg this. If patrol officers carry phones, we can call them on a phone and talk to them privately without
Well,
coming
unless
to
they
their house.
know they're out of range, and so the only way to get them
But-
back to happy camp is to put it on the air.
Okay, but you put it on the air and say, give us a phone call.
Give us a landline.
Call us at the dispatch center.
Yeah.
There's code numbers for that. It's
We
no
have,
big
we
deal.
have, you know, it's a 1-800 number we have, is we can do that for many people on the river too, and I have, so.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we can get a hold of it.
It's
It takes
a
a while,
call
but we can get a
dispatch.
hold
I
of it.
mean, in the old days when I did that, it was like, we'd find a payphone and,
Make
you
that
know,
call.
drop a dime in. That's before we ever had cell phones.
So long and.
Yeah, but I mean, I always carried a stack of dimes with me. Because, you know, once in a while dispatch would call and say, hey, we got a, you know, complicated detail. Call. Like, okay, go pay phone.
But thank you for that.
But Mark's the guy who has the horsepower
Do something about
to
that.
deal with
Yeah.
it. He is the boss.
I strongly suspect it's one dispatcher.
But that has to stop.
Yeah.
And he has the ability
Make it stop.
to, no, well, not only make it stop or there's discipline issue, but the ability to pull the tapes of the phone call to verify that the individual said, don't put my name or info out on the radio,
Yeah.
and then listen to the follow-up radio broadcast. Mark's got that ability to pull that information directly, so if somebody files a complaint, he can check the validity of that complaint.
Well, you know, psych places do not like to have those kind of things go out over the air. Because a lot of people will put 2 and 2 together and get 4, which is what happened in this case. So we'll know who it was. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, he's the guy to talk to. And I've talked to him before, this is not the only area that has happened.
Yeah, oh, I know.
And every time it's brought to my attention, I bring it back to his attention. I said, hey, this needs to be dealt with.
A lot of times I never knew that my name was going out. I would find out through a friend who called me the next day. What was going on down at your house last night? I heard your name come over. So it's like, you know,
Well, when people specifically say truth,
and I've said that every time.
I'm barring the fact that there's something acute that they need to get.
There's something else with about here, you know, like this, that there needs to be looked at. I mean, like you said, a lot of people are worried about this, worried about that, and stuff. If you have, say, somebody in a neighborhood that keeps causing issues for all the neighbors, and every time something happens, their neighbors call that in, and they know that,
Squeaky wheel.
yeah, they're not gonna like that too much. They're gonna wanna maybe leave or go somewhere else.
Commit their
Yeah,
errors.
they know their neighbors are all, you know, willing to call us and don't care who knows about it. Then, you know, that can solve the issue right there also.
We can, as a group,
So we're
also
afraid.
Mm.
pressure if they're a renter. I know I've mentioned this before. We used to do down in Concord what we call POP projects. It was problem-oriented policing. That's what we called it. And if there was a renter, for example, and all of the neighbors surrounding that rental house are sick and tired of all the problems that's been caused by that renter, we band together. And I did this with a group up here. We band together and contact the landlord and tell them, we as a group are sick and tired of this problem. It is a nuisance in our neighborhood. Please fix it. Or we may decide to file a small claims lawsuit against you for maintaining this kind of a nuisance in our neighborhood. Now imagine if 8 people together, and we've sent letters signed by all of these people, if you're willing to step forward, if you don't fix it, we're each going to sue you in small claims court for the maximum amount. Now, I don't know exactly what small claims court was.
2,500, I think.
Well, when I used to do it down in the Bay Area, it was $5,000. Now imagine you get a bill,
That's-
you
yeah.
get hit with 8 lawsuits at $5,000 a piece, and it's going to cost you $40,000. And because it's small claims, you may get advice from your attorney, but you can't get your attorney to go with you into court. And you're looking at $40,000 in lawsuits. You're going to probably, as a landlord, evict that person.
Oh, yeah. In a
You
minute.
know, and I always recommend to landlords, month to months, never longer leases. Month to month rentals, because at that point you have the ability to terminate that 1 month rent, say, you know, you're out at the end of the 30 days for any reason whatsoever,
That's right.
because they're on a month to month. Instead of, oh, well, I signed a 2-year lease, I can't kick them out for 2 years without cause. Well, $40,000 lawsuit with, here's what all the problems are.
Well,
You
if they're a
have cause.
nuisance, that's cause.
And if there's drug violations and crime,
Yeah.
that's usually in a standard lease.
Yeah.
But I always tell landlords do.
Well, it's covered by
monthly.
landlord law too. I mean, if the landlord is observing a felony, and they are becoming culpable in commission of that felony, and so it's where this is where it's the responsibility of the landlord
Correct.
to serve them with a 3-day pay or quit and get them out of there so they don't have to deal with that extra 27 days.
Liability.
Well,
Right,
you
and the
can do
potential
3 days.
liability, exactly.
You can do 3-day notices, absolutely. You know.
I think that in some of the situations here in the Happy Camp where we have the problem areas, I don't necessarily think we have a landlord that would,
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
would you agree with that?
What's that?
That in the situations where we have in this area, that might be an option, but we don't probably have a landlord that would do that.
No, not sure we do.
No, we don't.
Oh yeah, I've seen it happen.
No, we don't.
I've seen it happen, but maybe too
Well, you
late.
know what?
Think
If-
about
if-
what we're talking about right now.
Well, here's the thing too, here, I mean, it happens up to the tribal housing. It's
They-
not, if we're called too much to house up there, you get evicted.
Oh yeah, right now.
But see, they got evicted for other reasons, primarily non-payment. I mean, you only have to pay $120 a month, and you have to pay for 12 months, and you pay $900 a month. There's obviously an issue there.
Yeah.
You know, and they actually, it wasn't until Buster came in that they started really looking at that, and they waited a while and they built up a practice, and I think they evicted 3 families up there, if I remember right, for non-payment, but they were also those trouble ones, but they evicted them.
Well, it
One
doesn't really
was
matter what you
partly
evict them for as long
yeah.
as you get them out.
Yeah, right.
That's the main
So, I
You
mean, yeah,
Or put them on notice.
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
so the tribe has been doing it, but some of the other areas I'm thinking of, not tribal, because the tribal's been taking care of those stuff lately. But some of the other areas I'm thinking of.
You know, I've had landlords come up to me and ask me, how do I solve this problem? I tell them, okay, you don't have that person in that house, then the problem's gone, right? And they go, oh, yeah. I said, okay, well, you know what you need to do. And I mean, if it just takes me giving somebody that advice, 'cause it's a headache to them too.
Yeah.
I tell them, hey, this is causing nothing but problems to you, nothing but problems to us. You know, it's that simple. So,
We can offer a landlord training.
Yeah, the other situation that without getting into names is probably just up from where I live, and the problem is that the actual landowner is very old now and not making his own decisions, and so that you see that brings in another, I don't
Well,
even
sure.
know where to go
And
with
there's-
that.
A lot of times there's problems with absentee landlords who don't live, well.
Yeah, they're not
don't
looking
live
at
in
it.
the area,
No, they live here.
but I'm saying that,
Sometimes.
sometimes I've faced with people who have absentee landlords who live
Yeah.
way out of the
well,
area.
there's like,
And
owners
so
of
the
a-
letter to them gets their attention.
like one of the owners of a RV
Yeah.
park around here, I won't say who, but they live 300 miles away. And half the stuff, that was going on, they didn't even know about because they had a manager there that,
Mm.
it just wasn't getting back to them. When
Yeah.
they found out, I think they're kind of shocked and things changed. But, you gotta realize that can be happening.
Now, is there a guardianship issue or a conservatorship issue with the
There's
elderly
quite a
individual you're
few
talking
issues regarding
I
that.
know at least 3 places here in town that have issues with drugs, and it's because the elderly person
Yeah.
is being cared for by some of the offenders.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah, and
then,
that's
do we
a-
know
And
the
then
elderly
person owns
person's
the property.
family members?
Well, it's just
That's
simple. We just
the
have to
abusers.
find out who's making the
They're the
decisions.
abusers.
And I do
Okay,
believe
so it's
APS
family, he's not
APS
gonna
has
evict
been
family.
notified on a couple of these.
If it's the one I was thinking about, that was already investigated.
That's what you're saying?
It's an ongoing. Because I was assured by the APS that they would bought it.
So you did talk to Adult Protective Services?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that's the next step.
Oh, yeah, they're involved
So go in
in
and
one
protect
case.
the elderly.
In the other case, I haven't had direct exposure, so it's very much as a mandated report, I had direct exposure, and looking up, that's all.
Okay. So maybe we need to make some phone calls on a potential elder abuse issue on some of the others then.
One is a tribal member, and so I made a call today to the senior worker to see if they could do something, and I have not got a phone call back. Because I'm not that explore. If they're a mandated reporter, when they see something, when they go in there to see the person, then they can call in that.
Did you CC the chairman when you did that?
No, it was a phone call, I didn't,
Oh.
Yeah.
I tried email CC the chairman.
yeah, he is very involved in that, isn't he?
Yeah, and he probably make sure something happens.
He does have knowledge. He's good at that.
So neat.
Anyway, it's pretty sad. What else do we have on your list there, young man?
That's it, except for if you guys want any specific kind of, training for next meeting.
I don't know, that landlord thing sounds real good. Landlord, or what were we just saying, just home security?
What kind of topics that you can present in 15 or 20 minutes? That's what I'm thinking.
Well, let me put it this way. If you ask for a particular type of training, I will put it together for you. So what, we've talked before about a variety of training issues that we can do, whether it's like how to put together the Safe Haven Youth Program, how to do follow-up for elderly, shut-ins, and disabled. There was high interest about emergency preparedness. That training is happening this next 3 days over the weekend. I'll do home security training. I've offered the citizen on patrol training. I mean,
Becky, could you send out an email, about the tribal reunion and food there? Could you also add in a question about that and having people get back to you with suggestions for training?
what they want. I mean, it's either that or, we as a group here can make that decision, because I don't think you want me coming in and saying, okay, this month we're training this month we're training that, whether you like it or not. I'm trying to be responsive to you guys.
Why don't we start out with home security, and then, if you can put that question in the email to Becky, then we can get some ideas for.
Would you be interested in home security training?
Or
Or why don't we just plan on that and then ask for the next one?
just let them know we're gonna be doing training in home security the next one, and,
Training, but we need.
Sounds good.
and ask them for suggestions for future trainings, what they would like to see.
I think that landlord thing would be really good, because lots of people they feel so disempowered because, they don't want to go on the record and be a cop caller, but it is a problem in the community that has to be addressed somehow, whether it's by law enforcement or, a concerned trusted person in the community or whatever. I mean,
Because like I said, family issues, and it's an older person, it may be we need to get an elder abuse investigation started through Adult Protective Services.
I think a program for everybody in the community for senior support would be a good program to look at. And Karen's looked at, some grants and stuff like that, but nothing seems to really pop out at it. The tribe has a really good program for their tribal elders with community health representatives and stuff like that. And I think they hit really hard on the senior.
Then we invite them to do the training. I mean, I don't have to do the training.
Well,
I don't-
training doesn't do it unless you have the staff to do it, that's the bottom line. You know, I mean, because it takes staffing. It takes a program with staff to do
I mean,
a senior
If the
support.
tribe wants to take charge of a training for one night and,
Well,
talk
maybe-
about the
maybe you guys
services
can
that they have
coordinate.
available, I'm game. I mean, I'm certainly not in
Oh, I
this
see.
for me to be the trainer.
I agree.
I'm here to try to help and support you guys.
Well, maybe somebody will come back with some ideas with
Do you still have that, initial, of that training thing that we did? There is, on the back few pages, I have lists and lists and lists of the different kinds of activities everyone wants to do and training ideas for meetings. So, I mean, I'll give you another copy. Anybody else want another copy? It's got did you even take, the first,
I
that
don't
first
think
meeting?
Chris is gonna.
Chris, I don't know.
Yeah, this is my first meeting here.
Okay.
Been meaning to come for a long time.
When we did that, that was when I was giving everybody the overview of what neighborhood watch is, what it's not, and what kind of trainings are available.
I don't think I was at that
Those are the senior large buildings. And you were there for half of it.
meeting I came to, you just decided to do the search training.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you did that one.
Well, yeah, and one of the big interest areas was about emergency preparedness, so we just had to move forward on that.
So anyway,
So, I'm happy to do whatever you guys want.
So, home security next time, and then
Okay.
we'll make a plan for that.
Got it. On my list. That's why I take notes. Anybody else have anything they want covered next time around, or any other concerns, issues for tonight? And thank you for putting our cert information in tomorrow's column. Are we looking forward to reading it?
It was fast, I hope I had it cleaned up. I put the family research health number to be wrong, so I had to call back in and say, it isn't 5177, it's 5, well, you know.
117.
My husband caught it though. He's really good.
That's why you have a proofreader.
he's a good proofreader, huh?
Yeah, he is.
I hear that in time. Okay, that's all I got. Do we have anything else for good at the order?
Not, I think we should have that.
Dave, any particular crime wave calls we got going on right now?
Not that I'm aware of. Just the, usual business.
Yeah, very glad you're back.
I'm glad to be back.
Yeah.
Pretty glad to be back.
Tom, please tell Jill